Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and SMART, bringing people together.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Marlene Cuellar.
And I'm Gavin Courtney.
And thank you for joining us this morning.
Yep.
It's a lovely Thursday morning and it's already hot outside.
That's exactly what I was going to say just now. It's like it's another warm morning.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We are all anticipating the rains that we hope to come very soon, especially those in the north. Every time I think of another dry day, I think of them anticipating the rains to help to flush out that new river.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So before we get moving into our show for today, we do have a couple of updates. It's Thursday, and I know a lot of people are excited because this is a big weekend in Belize City. And we are starting off here on Channel 5 tomorrow night with our coverage of Miss Universe Belize.
Yeah, it's plans. Certainly is going to be a treat.
Yeah. Have you chosen your favorite delegate as yet?
No, I never do choose favorites until the night of. But definitely, you know, I've been following the Instagram page and the Facebook page, and you know, the talent. Of course, the beauty is really, really exceptional this year.
Yeah. Well, we had the opportunity to meet them on Monday, and I have to say, you know, it's going to be a tough competition. Yeah. They're all beautiful girls, that goes without saying. But what's more important to me is that they really have their platforms well thought out. Many of them are looking for an opportunity to be able to expand the work that they've been doing, the causes that they have been trying to champion. And also in breaking the molds in some of the stereotypical beauty standards as well. So I really love that. And you'll never know who wins until Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And this weekend is also very big because we are also going to be covering Carnival Road March on Saturday. Isn't that going to be great?
I heard a secret that you're going to be in Carnival this year?
Haha, you heard wrong.
Oh, that was fake news, sorry.
Although I might end up in there. We won't say
now
how.
Everybody's going to be looking. But of course, our annual coverage of Carnival will start at 1 o'clock on Saturday. We'll have coverage of the mass camps that are happening this week. We'll have coverage of the King and Queen. We'll have coverage of Juve. And of course, the live broadcast of the Carnival Road March. Our coverage starts at 1 in the afternoon. It'll also be streaming live on Facebook. And I keep on saying, I know a lot of people in the city won't be watching TV. They'll be out there waiting for the Carnival. But those of you in the diaspora can definitely look forward to feeling like you are a part of the celebration here in the city.
Yeah.
All right. And one more reminder, September 14th. That's the day that we're hoping all the exceptional singers will come on out to Channel 5 as we get ready for the new season of KTV Latino.
Yeah, always a treat.
Yeah.
You're singing your favorite songs in Spanish, which, you know, we've seen before, and it's been a great success in the past. And you know, we look forward to hearing all the talent that's gonna be, you know, brought out this season.
That's right. And the auditions are going to be from 9 a.m. until 4 in the afternoon. So you have the entire day to get here. Do come camera ready because our auditions are recorded. And you never know, you might be one of the lucky ones to make it to the live stage. And we are all anxiously awaiting the show to launch in October so we can see the talent that they have.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we're going to be checking in on our weather.
Well, Marlene, this morning is also a bit special for another reason. Am I right? That is, it's somebody's birthday. Somebody special.
I don't know.
Happy birthday, Marlene, of
Thank
course.
you, Kevin. All right, yes, you got me. I was hoping that we would have skipped that one
No,
for
you
today.
thought I forgot? No, obviously we're wishing you a very happy birthday, Marlene, you know, from the whole team here at Channel 5. Of course, everybody who's watching in the morning,
Yeah.
you know, you're doing such a great job. So, you know, we wish you a happy, happy birthday, and that the rest of today is going to be a great day for you.
All right, thank you very much. And Shanice, that was very tricky, by the way. That's our producer this morning. But I do appreciate it. And, you know, my great day will start with a great show for today.
Yep.
And as I said, we'll be checking in on our weather, finding out how hot it's going to be. Maybe there's rain in the upcoming forecast. Let's find out with Michael Gentle. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning and happy birthday also.
Thank you, Mike. I do appreciate that. What kind of weather will I be having for my birthday?
Okay, we started with general fair conditions for today, but we expect a weak tropical wave will cross the country later today and tonight.
Oh, okay.
We can expect mostly sunny skies with only isolated showers or thunderstorms today. But conditions could become cloudy at times tonight. And we can expect a few showers or thunderstorms, mostly over southern and some coastal areas.
Okay. And what about our winds?
Winds will be from the east and southeast at 5 to 15 knots. Sea conditions will be light chop.
Okay. And as that wave passes through later, will there be any advisories for people headed out to sea?
No, we don't expect any significant increase in the winds. At least it's not projected at this moment.
Okay.
We expect some showers will continue into tomorrow along over southern and central areas. But it should decrease tomorrow night with just a few more over the south of the country.
All right. And our temperatures for today?
Okay, we're expecting 89 along the coast, 96 inland with 84 in the hills. And for tonight, 82 along the coast, 75 inland, 70 in the high elevations.
All right, another warm one. And
Yeah, continue warm.
the extended forecast, let's talk about when we'll start to see those showers coming in and how long they're going to stick around.
Okay, as I mentioned, likely to see an increase in showers for tonight along southern and coastal areas. We're expecting showers to continue into tomorrow for southern and central areas of the country, and should decrease tomorrow night, except that we continue getting a bit of showers over the south.
All right. And what's Saturday looking like if we just peek further ahead?
Okay, Saturday we are expecting weather conditions should improve for Saturday and Sunday. Generally, isolated showers or thunderstorms for Saturday and Sunday.
All right, that's the day we really need the sun.
Oh yeah, Carnival Day. Huh?
Yes. All right, and of course, looking out into the tropics, is there anything we need to be monitoring at this time?
Okay, we don't have any direct threat right now. We still have Hurricane Dorian offshore North Carolina, and we have Tropical Storm Gabrielle over the far eastern Atlantic.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that update.
Okay, welcome.
You have a great day today.
Yeah, same to you.
All right.
All right.
Have it. All right, so we get some showers, and that's very much welcome, to have to say that much. Yeah.
Especially up in the north, as we said earlier.
Yeah. And they're going to go away by the time the Carnival Road March starts, so it's just perfectly timed.
Too perfect.
All right. So that's our weather update for today. We're going to get moving into our show. Right?
Yeah, it's going to be another great show today. Our first segment, we're going to be talking about the launch of the CDF line of credit component. We're going to be talking to Rodinald Sumer, who's the CEO of CARICOM's Development Fund.
That's right. And the second part of our show, we're going to get all the details of the September promos for Smart Belize.
And right after that, we are going to be joined by the Mayor of San Ignacio, who's going to be talking about the September 7th and 8th mini fair that's taking place in San Ignacio.
Oh, fun. All right. And then we're closing off with another fashion segment, and that's going to be with the Tall and Bearded. So it's going to be very interesting today. We're going to go ahead and take that first break, and when we come back, we'll get right into our first conversation. So please stay tuned.
and welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are now joined by Mr. Rodinald Sumer, who is the CEO of the CARICOM Development Fund. Good morning, Rodinald.
Good morning.
And Rodinald's here to talk to us about the launch of the CDF's new line of credit component. So good morning.
Yes, well, thanks for having me on this program this morning. As you mentioned, just yesterday, I signed a new loan agreement with the government of Belize, with the Prime Minister, which provides a line of credit of $3 million to the Development Finance Corporation, DFC, for on-lending to small businesses. And this would be the second line of credit that the CDF has provided. We also provided $3 million in our first cycle. So we're happy to be able to do this again and to help with the development of the small business sector in Belize.
So perhaps we can talk a little bit about, the CARICOM Development Fund, what exactly it is, what kind of work does it do? So perhaps we can start
Sure, yes. The CARICOM Development Fund, CDF for short, although CDF means different things in different jurisdictions, is a regional institution of CARICOM established and provided for within the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which establishes the Caribbean community, including the CARICOM single market and economy. And the fund was specifically established to support the implementation of the CSME. So the region has decided to enter into the arrangements for deeper integration. But one of the possible outcomes, and we see evidence of it, or even if it might be anecdotal, is that those countries that are better able to take advantage of the market opportunities would do so to some extent at the expense of those that are less better able. So the CDF was established to work with these countries which have been classified as disadvantaged countries. So these disadvantaged countries include Belize. It would be the 6 independent OECS countries and Belize classified by country name in the treaty as disadvantaged. But also a special case was made when we were established in 2008 to have Guyana designated as a disadvantaged country because it had a particular status as a highly indebted poor country, which is a designation that is conferred by the IMF. It so happens that Guyana still holds that designation. So the CDF now treats in its development programs with 8 disadvantaged countries, the 6 OECS countries, independent countries, Belize and Guyana. So we do development programs that improve their capacity to produce competitively and to trade effectively in the CSME and outside the region as well. So our whole rationale is to sort of operate from the point of view of providing some sort of compensatory measures, developmental measures, to help those countries that are relatively worse off by virtue of the deeper integration, but also with pre-existing disadvantages to help them to take advantage of opportunities in the CSME. So that's basically why the CDF was set up.
You know, and I appreciate the explanation because I think it really just paints the picture as to where Belize is in the rest of the Caribbean, and also the efforts that are being made to improve in our own development status as well.
Right.
This is the ideal example of being able to level the playing field so that trade,
Exactly.
commerce, and integration can be more effective. CDF was established a little bit over 10 years ago, and Belize, I believe, was one of the first countries to be able to qualify to receive funding through the fund.
Yes.
Looking at the indicators that show that there has been significant development. Tell me, based on the first line of credit that was administered, where Belize is now.
Okay, well, the way we measure performance with these programs is really looking at them kind of like at a micro level. So in the case of the DFC, interestingly, and the Prime Minister spoke about this yesterday when we signed the agreement, the DFC was in a state where it needed to be revitalized and resuscitated. And there were other development agencies in the region, which were CDB and the IDB, that were working with the Belize to get the DFC back up and running. And I think the CDF also came in at a critical time where we were able to provide institutional support to the DFC with their loans management information system, for example. So we were part of that regional effort, if you like, to get the DFC back up and running as a viable institution. So our concern was, okay, so we've made this commitment, let's see how it goes. And it has gone very well. So because of the performance of the DFC in being able to disburse and to be able to maintain a very active and diverse and well-managed portfolio, when they approached us for another line of funding and the second cycle, it was easy to be able to consider their request favorably and to put it to our board. But the other important factor in eligibility also is that Belize was one of the was in the first group of countries that made early payments to the fund, because we operate on a pay-to-play principle. We capitalize mainly from the countries, and once you put money into the fund, then you're eligible for consideration for a program.
And is it an equal contribution across the Caribbean?
No, it's not. It's not. It's really based on the resource endowments, the level of development. There are certain indices that we use, very much aligned with the CARICOM's own contribution formula, but in certain cases with some adjustments and with some caps to ensure that the LDCs don't pay too much, because at the end of the day, they are supposed to be the net beneficiaries of our operations. So the formula ensures that there's a certain amount of equity and a consideration given to the peculiar circumstances of the countries. Interestingly, in the case of Belize, the contribution was in the region of 2.2 million, and we were able to provide assistance up to about just over 6 million. So there was a significant multiplier factor. We tried to do the same in this cycle. Even if, the contribution for the first cycle was about 3 million. In the second cycle, it's about 2.2. But we're still trying to provide the same level of support as we did in the first cycle.
Yeah.
So
now, with a mandate in looking to help countries like Belize develop and providing funding through the DFC for small businesses and the development of businesses that will contribute to the economy. Looking at the portfolio and the performance is one aspect, but do you also look at the success of the businesses that have access to credit? Because that'll be the on-the-ground marker as to how much we're moving forward.
Yes, we do look at that, and we work with a number of development banks in the region. The challenge that they have is to be able to report on the specifics of the portfolio. So once we know that the portfolios are performing well in terms of repayments, then that's one benchmark that we use. We're now getting into the phase of evaluating the impacts on the ground of our projects. So we're now going to be trying to get from the development banks very specific information on the performance of the companies that they support. So I can't give you this specific information, but I know they've done a lot of good projects in all productive sectors: tourism, agriculture, services, manufacturing. And they're also doing some very interesting work with energy efficiency and renewable energies, which is an area that CDF supports. But let me also mention quickly that it's not only the DFC that we work with. We also signed an agreement yesterday to provide grant assistance through the Ministry of Agriculture to establish 30 covered structures, greenhouses, to support farming, particularly for women and youth in disadvantaged rural communities. And we also are part of the project to rehabilitate the Haulover Bridge.
Yes.
In fact, the CDF provided a grant under the first cycle of Belize of $2.2 million towards that project. So we do infrastructure, we do business development, we do sustainable energy. These are some of the areas that...
I think that's one of the interesting things, because in the first cycle, there was the funding for the Haulover Bridge, and I'm sure in your travels in Belize, you realize not much has changed since then.
Yes.
Which is why I asked about markers in terms of performance. That's one indicator for viewers who are watching. If you look at it at the simplest standpoint, money was given for a bridge that hasn't come to fruition as yet.
Yeah, definitely. That is a bit of a concern for us, but I think we understand why we are in the position that we are in now, because that project is supposed to be designed in a way that would make it climate resilient. And as I understand it, when they looked at the options, they were quite costly. So we had to go through a process of agreeing on something that would be good enough to withstand adverse weather conditions, but affordable. And in the process, we were able to get, the government was able to attract co-financing from the OPEC Fund for International Development. So we were able to come up with a slightly bigger package than initially envisaged. And with all the design considerations that came into play, it took a little longer than we would have hoped. But it's going to start very soon.
Yeah. so there's additional funding coming from this cycle as well to go towards.
No. What we've done, we've retained the allocation from the first cycle. So we had to make special consideration for that, because once a project is on the books for a certain period of time, we have to consider whether we would want to ask the country to reallocate the resources. But the government decided that it wanted to keep the resources dedicated towards that project.
Yeah.
And as I said, they were able to get co-financing from other partners to make it feasible.
Yeah.
So, we have to be flexible, and that when the CDF was established, we were given a mandate to be, agile and flexible, and to pay special consideration to the circumstances of the disadvantaged countries, because they have capacity constraints, they have resource constraints, which we have to take into consideration when we assess their programs and when we make decisions regarding financing.
How are the projects prioritized? Is it based on a mandate set out by CDF? You said that clearly you work in areas of climate change or climate resilience.
Right.
What are some of the other priority areas that the funds can be accessed for?
Right. The priorities are set by the countries. It goes right back to the provisions in the treaty.
Yes.
But the treaty specifically says we should be focusing on programs that address the structural diversification and infrastructure development of the countries. So helping to address the disparities vis-a-vis the more classified, more developed countries. Also investment promotion and enterprise development and enterprise competitiveness, business development. These are the three main areas. In the process of dialogue with the countries, when we were establishing the fund to capitalize it in the first instance, they asked us to look at some other specific areas, like renewable energy and energy efficiency, and that actually really came to the fore in the second cycle. And more recently also human capacity development. So these thematic areas are all of the areas that the countries have determined that they need the greatest support in order to then enhance their capacity to better take advantage of the CSME. So these are the broad priorities that inform the types of proposals that we get. But importantly, all of the proposals must be consistent with the national development strategies as well, so that you have the buy-in and the commitment from the governments.
Locally, I think one of the things that, and we can broaden the discussion here in looking at development priorities and how a country can be able to improve their own standing. When we look at the infrastructure work that has been done in the country, there's been a lot of investment in building streets and roads and making them safer. And I think what has perhaps, where there's been a disconnect is in recognizing how and if this impacts the quality of life of people who are living in a poor country.
Right.
Talk to me about how this is set out as a development standard in being able to improve quality of life.
Okay, that's an interesting question, because I think right across the region, most countries put a lot of emphasis on investing in infrastructure because of the deficiencies there and the need to ensure that you modernize and you open up areas for development. But once you've done that, you need to get to the next level. How do people actually benefit in terms of improvements of livelihoods? What the CDF is doing now, we are collaborating with the community to establish a cohesion policy, which allows us to address disadvantage at the level of countries, as we are doing now, but also regions and sectors. Now, in the case of regions, what it means for the smaller countries that we work with is that we have to have a greater focus on communities, see how they could become more mainstreamed into the benefits of the integration process. So through that cohesion, I think we're going to be able to make some very pointed investments and interventions to ensure that people directly benefit from integration. So these might be by way of improving their skills and the ability to take advantage of jobs that are available if they were able to move, and many of them are able to move depending on their qualifications, their category of skills, freely throughout the region to take up employment. So in our human capacity stream, we want to work on skills development to support the freedom of movement regime in the region. So, and I think that's going to resonate a lot of people, being able to see the direct benefit, not just at the level of infrastructure, but for more people-centered type of development.
Well, not only people, but I would imagine that also trade is another area that you look at and increase or decrease and see whether or not, or how the fund has is able to contribute to that as well.
Yes. In fact, again, coming back to the impact analysis that we're trying to do, we're trying to determine what the cumulative impact on trade would be for all the interventions that we do with all of the small businesses in the region through the development banks. But we've also been asked by a couple of countries to look at assisting with a regional transportation system. It's something that's been in conversation for a very long time. The OECS in particular would like the CDF to work with that sub-region within CARICOM to help to set up a viable transportation system. Because if you're able to do that, I think it will have an immediate positive impact on increased inter-regional trade. I think it's obvious enough. The maritime side of it in particular is what we've been asked to do. So I'm hoping that we're in our second cycle now, which ends in 2020. I'm hoping that we can start to look at the first elements of improving that system. And hopefully into the third cycle, which starts thereafter, we can have a substantive regional intervention that improves transportation in CARICOM.
You know, I mean, that's been a consistent challenge for us in Belize as a part of CARICOM, just the cost of being able to travel. You experienced that recently in being able to get here. Your trip was scheduled from last week. So I think that clearly has been a consistent priority. But I think I heard you say transportation on sea, right?
Yes, well, that's where the demand seems to be greatest in terms of the need to improve what currently exists. Air transportation.
Belize factor into this?
Well, Belize, what we are looking at now, I mean, we're going based on the proposal or the idea that has been put to us by the OECS. But because we cover all of the region, that all of the countries that have signed up to the CSME are members of CDF. We're looking to see how we could establish a system that serves the needs of all. So, for example, Antigua has a special cooperation program with Suriname. So Antigua is looking to see how we could have a bridge with the Southern Caribbean going all the way. But you have to do it in terms of the routes that are viable. So there's always been discussion about a Southern Caribbean maritime route. That would probably be one of the areas that will be focused on. But with the work that's happening, although Martinique and Guadeloupe are not part of the CDF, but they're part of the OECS as associate members, they would provide a bridge also to the Windward Islands and those in the Northern Caribbean and further Northern Caribbean. So Central America, Belize, Central America, we have to see how we can pull that into the mix.
Caribbean Belize.
Caribbean Belize. And I mean, it's an interesting challenge, and if we're able to do it, I think it opens up greater opportunities for expansion of intra-regional trade. We've certainly gotten the request from Belize, even in discussions yesterday with an official from the Ministry of Trade, that there is a need to improve transportation arrangements between the LDCs in CARICOM, the OECS and Belize.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we talk about trade, it would be remiss of us not to bring up the issues that have been taking place. And I know they're outside of the scope of CDF, but just looking at the integration process itself. This fund is set up to assist countries like Belize in being able to have equitable access to the single market. We've had struggles in being able to get into this market, and what it does, I think, is allow people to start to develop a level of cynicism that perhaps while it was a great idea in concept, in execution, it perhaps just isn't working out the way it should.
Right. Well, I mean, as you said, this is not squarely within the remit of CDF. But the approach that we take is that, I mean, I go to those meetings of the Council of Trade and Economic Development where these issues are discussed. The approach that we take is that if we can make interventions in the areas in which we've been asked to act as a development fund, to support trade possibilities, that's where we would come in. We would engage perhaps in limited advocacy in relation to the particular areas in which we've been asked to support the countries. I think we need to keep the lines, distinct to some extent.
Yeah.
But it is important that these arrangements work well, because they form the basis for, creating the environment for businesses to invest in the production of goods and services that are tradable. But if the trade arrangements are not being adhered to, if the benefits are not being experienced, if the environment, the enabling environment is not in place, then we can't get our work done. So we do take an active interest, but we intervene at the level of the businesses.
In advocating.
In advocating and to facilitate the development of the capacity to trade profitably.
Now, I wanted to talk as well in looking at what the future holds. You spoke of perhaps shifting from some of the current priority areas and also including, as based on the request by the countries, things like human capacity. Talk to me about, the work in Belize especially and moving forward, and where you see new areas of possibilities for investment and where we can be able to benefit from the CDF.
Well, I did mention earlier about renewable energy and energy efficiency. I think there's a lot of unexploited opportunity there. And what the CDF is about, not just yet, but very soon to launch a new facility, a credit risk abatement facility, which would allow us, which would incentivize commercial banks in particular, but also development banks, to provide more concessional financing to SMEs interested in implementing renewable energy and energy efficiency solutions to improve, to lower the cost of operations of their business and to improve their profitability. So it's a system where we will be supporting the businesses to prepare more bankable projects. So that's on the supply side, and on the demand side in terms of the banks, getting them to better understand how these projects could result in savings, and therefore being more ready to provide financing for them, with a certain element of management of credit risk. An instrument, we prepare an instrument that will allow them to have a greater appetite to lend to these small enterprises. I think once that system gets up and running, we're going to see many more opportunities being created in that sector. And it's going to emerge as a sector in and of itself, and not just as a supporting investment to businesses. So I think you will get more employment opportunities arising. Energy service companies, and I know there are some fledgling energy service companies in Belize, would be able to get more business from that intervention. And I think it's going to redound to the benefit of the country as a whole. You're going to have more youth employment as a result. And if you have more of these technologies introduced across all sectors, you're going to improve the competitiveness of these sectors, and therefore improve their ability to increase employment levels. And we're starting to see evidence of that, say, working with the small hotels, which we've done a lot in Grenada and in other countries, where the impact of these renewable energy and energy efficiency investments on the profitability of these companies has allowed them to survive their difficult times and allowed them to sustain the levels of employment.
And that's a good opportunity to dive into the details of this second credit line that's being offered, because I did think it was absolutely innovative when DFC started to offer their green credit line, especially to people who were involved in the tourism sector. So we know the credit is 6 million, I believe, 6 million Belize to DFC.
Yes, 6 million Belize.
Is that once again going for the same type of loans? Or is it expanding beyond small businesses and green energy?
I think it's going towards the same types of loans, but the interesting thing is that the requirements are very much towards responsible investment. So you have companies whose projects have a sort of positive gender impact, positive environmental impact being favored for access to these resources. And that's in keeping with, you know, the CDF's own thrust in terms of supporting environmentally sound development, green technologies, which of course links in broadly with supporting climate action, and again, our energy efficiency and sustainable energy thrust. But I mean, there's a need to do more for small businesses. So the fact that you're staying within the same area is not necessarily a bad thing. And I think being able to get those businesses at the community level, which I think is one of the thrusts of the DFC, is something we would certainly support as part of our cohesion agenda as well.
So the credit line to DFC is one part of what?
Yes.
There's also some infrastructure work.
Yeah, well, the infrastructure project that is still on the books, as I said, is the Hallover Bridge.
Yeah.
But we're also doing the honey production project, and we also helped the government in the first cycle to establish a more robust public sector investment programming system, so that it could make better investment decisions as a government to support the development of the country. So in all of the areas in which we operate, Belize, there's an intervention that we have with Belize. So.
Yeah. You provide technical capacity as well.
Yes, we provided, we also, as a complement to the line of credit, we're providing a grant to the DFC to help them with a business continuity plan and an operational management plan. So we continue to build their capacity to better execute their programs.
Yeah. And I know earlier, Marlene, we spoke about, you know, how exactly it is that the CDF prioritizes certain projects.
Right.
I know, but that it just, you know, similar question is in my mind, just based on what you've described so far, seems to be, first of all, a very comprehensive approach taken by the CDF, in that you not only work along with the governments, you know, but also with the banks and at the businesses and at the business levels themselves.
Yeah.
So how is that process then when you are choosing a project, when you're working with the specific individuals? What is that like?
Well, you know, it's a very it's a lot of engagement. So we receive a concept note from the government or from the business, but through a focal point, a national focal point, and we have to appraise it. So it requires us to make a country visit and then assess what is it we actually been asked to do, and to help to improve on the concept. And there's a particular format that we need to submit to the board, the proposal to the board, so that they can, so we can make a case. I mean, we have to basically present and make a case for every project that goes to the board. So it's really an intense process of engagement, which requires us, we have program specialists that are assigned to certain countries. So we would have the CDF program specialist, who actually is here with me on this mission, actually meeting with the stakeholders, getting the assurances, getting the details, making sure that we have all the facts straight, and that we can make a case to the board to get these approved. So it's really a very active, hands-on approach. It requires us to really understand the challenges in a very real way and to respond appropriately. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Yeah. You know, as we start to round out the conversation, I wanted to ask, you know, 10 years after the establishment of the fund, what's been some of the lessons learned so far that will improve the work moving forward?
Yeah, well, one of the things I have certainly found is that while, you know, it's all well and good to approach a country and say, okay, you know why we've been set up. These are the areas in which we've been asked to work with you. That's fine. How can we help you? I think we need to be much more proactive now. I think we need to do more research on what the development opportunities are within the context of the thematic areas that we've been assigned to work in, and to make suggestions and proposals to the countries as to how best they can take advantage of opportunities. So I am going for a much more proactive approach. And I believe the cohesion policy that we're working on because it is going to be evidence. The interventions are going to be much more evidence-based. It's not going to require us to get to drill down a little more deeply into the challenges and opportunities facing the countries, and to work more closely with them and to build the interventions from the ground up. So that's certainly a lesson that we've learned, that we need to be more proactive. We need to be more innovative, and I think the credit risk abatement facility is an interesting financial innovation. And I think if we move in that direction with the cohesion agenda and innovative financing, we're going to have a greater impact. Because when we were established, our agreement provides for us to assist the countries with loans and grants. So that's just the rudimentary. I think we want to go beyond that and start offering more nuanced financial products. And as I said, get into greater evidence-based programming that really hits the heart of the development challenges facing the region.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting when you spoke of innovation, because I think that's one thing that's been kind of nagging in my brain. We know that some of the problems that countries like Belize face in failing to reach the development status that we can achieve is sometimes just a lack of innovation. The problem's been the same, the solution's been the same, and we've been unable to launch forward. Tell me about some of the innovative programs that have been implemented through the fund successfully.
That is a bit of a difficult one. I would say the thing is,
because they haven't been innovated, or it's successfully implemented.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you define innovation. You have long-standing problems in the countries, as you said, and people keep on approaching them the same solutions. As I said, I think the facility that in which we can demonstrate the greatest innovation is the credit risk for the energy sector. Because, for example, what we did when we started assisting with that sector, we were just providing direct grants. So you provide a direct grant, say, to a hotel to retrofit, and it may or may not work depending on the arrangement that they have in place to maintain and so on, and the way they track their savings, and whether or not they can really demonstrate benefits. With the credit risk facility, what we're doing is we are creating a business case for commercial financing, so that once the incentives are rooted in the lending practices of the banks, then you don't have to go back. It's a self-sustaining process. So all of a sudden, instead of having to work with small businesses through grants to do energy efficiency, they can get commercial financing on concessional terms. So you mobilize resources that are otherwise idle in the financial sector to the benefit of businesses without having to put out, as it were, public funds. So I think that's an innovation in the making, which in a way arises out of the lessons that we learned from the first sets of interventions in which the sustainability was questionable, and that if you continue with a grant approach, you would just have people keep coming back to you, indefinitely, and there's going to be no end to it. So you need to be able to introduce measures into the system that would make for more sustainable financing. And I think that's one of the lessons that we've learned, and an innovation that has arisen from that.
All right. Well, of course, we are grateful that you stopped in to talk to us about the work of CDF.
Well, thanks for the opportunity.
And we appreciate the information. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking to SMART about their September promos. So please stay tuned.
and sanitation for all.
And we are back and moving into our second segment for today. It's been all about September, and today we're giving a special feature for the men. We're joined by the owner of Tall and Bearded, Faron Laureano, and he's here to showcase some of the items that he is available. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I get the tall and bearded part, right? But tell me a bit about how you first got started in this.
Well, ideally, it was just a hashtag. When I posted on Facebook or social media, I would just put hashtag Tall and Bearded.
Okay.
And that was about 3 years ago. While I was working at Atlantic Bank in the marketing department, I decided to get a couple of the individuals who were working there to assist me with coming up with a logo. Right, so that's where it was born. That's about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, so I had the vision since then, but I just decided to do it like 2 months ago.
Yeah. And just in time for September.
Right.
So, what about the response that you got made you feel that this would be a viable business?
Well, ideally, I did the embroidery on the t-shirts first.
Yeah.
I got a lot of good reply and feedback from the gentlemen. And they were asking, why don't you make the logo a little bit bigger? So, because I want them to know that I'm tall and bearded. So
And you found many others.
Right, so I said, hey, let me try the screen printing to see what the reception would be like. And thus far it has been great. And after that I said, you know what, let me do something for the ladies. Right, so that's where...
But we can't be tall and bearded.
Yeah, you...
Some could.
Good one. But ideally, a woman, if they like their man tall and bearded, they should be wearing something that says that.
Oh.
Right? So
hence, we're getting right into the meat of the matter. Here's your female line.
Yeah.
So there are some ladies who are going to happily wear this for September.
Yeah, thus far, the demand is very high. So.
And it says, I like my men tall and bearded.
Yes.
Okay. So, so you started off with just the embroidered t-shirts like this.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, I'm going to ask the very obvious question here. Is it only tall and bearded men that are wearing these?
No.
Okay. Yeah?
No, not
How
really.
do you market it to a wider audience?
Well, that's the plan going forward.
Yeah.
Thus far, the tall and bearded pool is drying up.
Yeah.
Right. So now you have to diversify and now cater to the market. I would love to cater to the entire family.
Yeah.
Why not have your child wearing a shirt that says, "My dad is tall and bearded"?
Oh.
Right. So, but before I proceed, even though it's actually tall and bearded as myself, the tall is standing for what you believe in, right? And bearded is pursuing it endlessly.
Nice.
Right? So we have 3 core values, which are integrity, strength, and character. So when you're wearing a tall and bearded shirt, you're embodying strength, integrity, and character. Right? So that's the main focus behind the brand. Those are the values, and that is what I want to push to the public.
I get what you're saying. It's moving the brand beyond the literal to the core of what it stands for.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
And you don't only do t-shirts as we see here. It started with that way, but now we have shorts. I see hats here.
Hats. Yeah, we're trying to diversify the portfolio as best as we could right now, and thus far the shorts are getting good reviews as well, because I try to get premium quality for the shorts, because you could just pull it on and go out the door.
Yeah.
Right. So.
There you go. Now tell me about the reception in Belize as well. So you have moved into t-shirts, hats, and more importantly, we have, you're wearing it already, but I'll still hold it up, the September themed one.
Yes.
Well, this is all year round, but especially in September, people want to wear a flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want to represent their country.
Yeah.
And the month of September is perfect for that. So the reception has been good. I got a lot of requests for this one with that logo on it.
Oh, wow. So there are
so,
lots of women who want to rock their,
yes.
I like my man tall and bearded.
So what they're saying is, I like my man tall, bearded, and Belizean.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of ways to spin it,
Yeah.
to get creative with it.
Yeah.
It allows you to be expressive, right? It's not just tall and bearded and
Yeah.
it just stops there. The screen printing allows you to be expressive and to be creative and to cater to the entire family.
Yeah. So what are you hoping to be able to do? You said you want the brand to become more of looking at values versus the literal tall and bearded. Are you moving into doing your own designs? Where do you see yourself going from this point?
Well, that's new designs are coming. Right? It all takes time. You don't want to give everything at once.
Yeah.
What I'm focusing on primarily right now, apart from the brand, is the philanthropy side of it. Right? I am known primarily for playing basketball. Right? So my goal is to, in the near future, going to the different camps, like I have one with Trojans in Bemupan, to speak with the younger guys to let them know that basketball can get you a long way. Like for me, I haven't paid for school since third form due to basketball.
Wow.
And I have a master's degree, so I've gotten scholarships all the way up to a master's degree through basketball.
Just through basketball.
Yes.
I love that. You
So
do need to say that more often.
There's a lot of ways to show young men who are might feel as though, hey, we're being put on the back burner, that there's options out there for them. And also, use your talents, use your creativity to get yourself out there. I did it through basketball.
Yeah.
And also, it gave me an education, and now I'm using that education to be an entrepreneur on the side while I have my 8-to-5 job.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So,
Did you foresee that this was going to be the evolution of your hashtag?
no, not really. I just did it for me. It started with a small nameplate that I put on my desk. And then someone said, you know what, why not try to put it on a shirt? So I just did a couple shirts and everyone was like, what's that?
Yeah.
I said, well, hey, it's my clothing line. And then the reception grew from there, and it has been good thus far.
Yeah.
Right.
And as a basketball player, you're around all the tall, so you got the
Right?
first
So
part.
I have to cater to the basketball guys as well.
Gavin, you fit perfectly into this line.
Yeah, I know. I was excited when I saw it. I might take one of these.
Which one are you going for?
Definitely it's the flag
Yeah,
thing.
this is nice though.
Carnival is
This is
Saturday,
nice.
so
Yeah. So you're looking at, we have shorts available, and these are embroidered shorts. You have the embroidered shirts
yeah.
and the printed Belize t-shirts. What else is available that's not here?
With this one, this is, you would say, the flagship design.
The black and white?
Well, not really. You could get creative with this one. For example, if you wanted red with white on it or blue with white on it, you could send me your colorways that you would want.
Okay.
And then we could work something out from there.
Yeah, yeah. And what else have you been moving into? We do have the hats here as well.
Yes, we have the hats. For right now, that's what we're focusing on. I'd like to cater to kids eventually, and that will come closer to the Christmas.
Yeah.
And if you want some of this, where can you get it, or how?
Well, you have the page, the Facebook page, which is Tall and Bearded Apparel, and the IG, which is Tall and Bearded. Or you can contact me at 605-8551.
And let's be clear, you don't have to be tall and bearded to wear it.
Yes.
Although it does help. You know, Farron, I just find it so interesting how you started off something as kind of like your own personal brand, and it's expanded. It shows how people are really looking for something authentically Belizean to be able to buy into and to wear as well. So people can get your stuff online. Is it affordable?
I would say so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And these are your hot ticket items, interestingly
Yes,
enough, the
for the ladies,
female
yes.
version. And of course, I think this is so perfect to wear for any time in September.
Right.
So that's definitely something you have to pick up as well. Well, we're glad you came in to tell us all about your project, and best of luck.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
All right. We are going to go ahead and take a break now, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Smart to talk about their September promotion. So please stay tuned.
With over 100 years of service excellence.
are back and moving into our third segment for today. It is September and there are going to be lots of deals. And so we're going to get all the details about the deals coming out of Smart Belize. We have Adelaide Sabido, who is the PR and marketing rep for Smart Belize. And we have Josue Carballo, who is the product development manager for Smart. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, dear friends.
Yes.
How are you all?
We are good, and I know when our viewers hear September, they expect discounts, free things, triple up, you know, the list goes on and on and on. So let's find out what you're going to be delivering.
Well, like you said, whenever we're here, it's to bring the good news. And we've been doing, I believe over the summer, we've been doing extensive work in developing new, innovative, fresh, budget-friendly services for Smart users and those who want to join the Smart network. But before we get into all of that, I want to recap a promotion that's been ongoing for about a month. We came about a month and a half ago to discuss it. We've been getting great feedback, but it's called the Triple Play. Triple Play. It's not a triple up, but I think it gets better than the triple up. And so what this Triple Play is, it's for broadband users or those who would like to sign up for Smart Broadband, which is home internet. And there are 3 tiers or 3 different groupings that you can sign up for. And this is where you can bundle. The first one is where you can bundle your broadband, which is your home internet, a postpaid plan for as low as $75 a month. So you can get your home internet and a postpaid plan for as low as $75 a month. If you want a postpaid plan with more minutes, more SMS, more data, you can pay a bit more, but it starts at as low as $75. So that's the first
What kind of speed we're talking about at home?
These will be the entry-level postpaid plans, the Flex Junior, the Select, the Choice plans, and those start from 35 going up to about 75, and you can bundle that with your broadband. So that is very budget-friendly, very economic. And I think for those who have prepaid numbers and are uploading, say, $50 a month in prepaid credit, or up to $100, you fit perfectly in that category. And you can bundle that with your home internet and just pay one bill instead of paying an internet bill, a postpaid plan.
Super budget friendly.
Super budget friendly. So that's the first option. The second option is taking that broadband internet and bundling it with a prepaid plan. If you're not there at the postpaid level, you can stick with the prepaid and bundle it. But it gets better here. Because with this prepaid number, anybody that comes in to activate a prepaid number, whether you're just purchasing a prepaid package or you're choosing to be a part of this Triple Play and bundling it with home internet, we have now what we call a starter pack. So any prepaid sign up comes for 3 months. The first 3 months of having that prepaid number, for 3 days every month for 3 months, you will have unlimited SMS, unlimited talk to smart calls, and you will get 200 megabytes of data. And this is for every month, the first 3 months for 3 days.
Which 3 days? Like the first 3 days of the month?
So your first month, when you sign up, the first 3 days, you have unlimited SMS, unlimited smart to smart, and 200 megabytes of data. 30 days after, you will get that same package. 60 days after the initial start, which is another 30 days, you will be graced again with that.
Nice.
And that's if you're coming in to just sign up for a prepaid plan, or if you're choosing to bundle it with the broadband, a Triple Play. So all prepaid numbers will come with that starter pack. And to bundle that, the second option, the broadband and the prepaid number, starts as low as $80 a month.
What's been the most popular package so far?
I believe both have been given. It's affordable, and that's what the customer wants. So if you're in that prepaid, you're a prepaid customer and you want to move into a postpaid plan, it's an easy transition to move into that. And then because we are so data driven and becoming even more dependent on data, we have introduced Netflix into the whole picture, where you can sign up for home internet as well, your broadband, and bundle it with Netflix. And this is as low as $80 a month. Now, you don't have to be a new customer coming in to sign up for broadband to get these benefits. You can have broadband already and come in and just do an add-on. And you will be given that same privilege as well. For those with the lower speeds, the entry-level speeds, the Netflix add-on is $25 a month. And for those with the higher speeds, they can get the Netflix add-on for $20. So the higher your speed is, the Netflix
the less the cost of the Netflix.
The beauty about it is that we do realize the fact that most Belizeans don't own a credit card. And we've taken that into consideration, and so Smart has taken on the responsibility of ensuring the payment of Netflix. So you will have one bill. You can put your home internet, your phone, and Netflix under one bill for about $100 a month, basically. And we will ensure in the back end that the Netflix account is paid for you, so long as your payments are up to date, right? And so that makes it easier for anybody to pay $100 or $110 for the higher, for those with the lower speeds.
And see, I agree. I think a lot of time, and your Netflix account only has so many accounts you can add to it, right?
Well, this one is the premium account that like you would sign up. And when we really evaluated it, it's if you do this package, it's really cheaper than purchasing a premium Netflix account online with a credit card. So.
And some people are touchy about using their credit cards in any online system too, and some people don't have. So it is a great way to be able to tap into a whole new world of TV through Smart, right?
Absolutely.
Basically, what we are trying to have our customers get and be able to enjoy is that once you're a Smart broadband customer, you get benefits. You get benefits in the mobile section, you get benefits in the entertainment section. So that's why you call it the triple play, basically talking about broadband, entertainment, and mobility. That is the gist of it all.
And the beauty about it is, it's not just having that home internet, but if you're on the go, we know how Netflix operates. You can pause a video, you can be in the car on a road trip, you can be on the plane if there's Wi-Fi.
Or download them too.
Or download them, and you have the home internet, you have data on your prepaid or your postpaid plan. You can always be on the go, basically, and enjoy all services at the same time.
All right.
So that's the recap. And then we have what we called our unlimited talk and text pass.
I thought that's what you were going to start with. Everyone's waiting for September 1st.
Wait, no, we're not into the new one yet. But this one is not fairly new, but it's been running as well, the unlimited talk and text pass. We've had it for only $3 plus GST, where you get unlimited SMS to Smart and Digi numbers, unlimited Smart to Smart calls, and 50% off calls to Digicel numbers. And so this has been ongoing, but it's been used, and the feedback has been great, and I believe the customers really love it. So of course, Smart is always giving and sharing the love, and so we have decided to cut the costs really for the unlimited talk and text pass almost by 50%. So those customers who are using this $3 unlimited talk and text pass, they can look forward in the coming, I believe by the end of the week, we will have
tomorrow
a new price, which is pretty much about 50% of what it is right now, where they can have unlimited talk. So if you,
and it's for what, 24 hours?
Yeah, it's for 24 hours. So
actually, it's a little bit more than just 24 hours. Let's say if you buy the pass right now, today, it's going to expire until tomorrow midnight. So in some cases, you get even more.
You'll have some very smart people making sure they take advantage of that.
And as Adelaide mentioned, the price will go from $3 plus GST to $1.99 with GST included. So it's going to be basically less than $2. And you'll be able to get it starting tomorrow at the new price. It's just in time for September when people want to talk, people want to know what's happening, people want to keep in touch. that will be our promotion starting tomorrow.
Just in time for Carnival Day 2, where you're always trying to find people.
Absolutely. And then we move into the big the big promotion that we have launched September 1st.
Yeah.
And this coincides with the September celebrations. And we believe this is what Belizeans have been wanting to hear.
Yes.
And so I will ask Haswa to talk about the real, true, unlimited plans that we have launched.
We have been very busy last week, working late hours and testing late at night, but to ensure that we bring something different to Belize. We know that people like the concept of being without borders, without limits,
Yeah.
being able to just call, text, and now even browse. So that's the beauty of it. We still have our packages that begin at $30. But as you start to get a bigger package, a $50 package postpaid, that already comes with unlimited SMS and unlimited calls smart to smart. When you jump that and you go to our $75 a month package, that adds unlimited to the other carrier as well. So it's unlimited national connection. But it even gets better as you jump into our Plus plan, which is the $120 plus GST. You get unlimited data. You get your quota.
You mean you never run out of data?
Never run out of data. Yes.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
You're gonna
Like
have
I
to
said,
that
like I said,
boundary.
this is the real unlimited
Yes.
postpaid plan that I believe Belize has never seen before.
All right, so let me understand this. So at $50 for the $50 postpaid plan, you're getting unlimited text and unlimited calls to smart to smart.
That's right.
And then
That's
you move
our
up to
choice
the,
plan.
to the
Yeah.
$75 plan,
Yeah, the select plan.
the select plan, and then you're getting unlimited text and you are getting unlimited calls to any provider.
Yes.
Right, in
that's
Belize.
That's right.
Right, once
within-
you're calling a
within
Belize phone.
Yes.
And then you move up to the other plan, which is
The Plus plan.
the Plus plan, and you have unlimited
Limited
data,
data.
in addition to unlimited calls and
Yeah,
text. What's the cost of that plan, the Plus plan?
It's $120 plus GST. And the beauty of this now is that every plan has boosted the internet so much. Like the $75 plan, even though it doesn't have unlimited data, that has
It
up to
pretty much
27
is.
gigs.
I know.
27 gigs, that's
20.
a lot.
I was waiting for September 1st just to
Yeah.
see if I will be able to exhaust my data in 1 month. It's September.
I mean,
though.
other people try to limit you. Some people are. There's another carrier out there that's saying, like, okay, we're gonna give you so much for the week and so much on weekends. We don't do that. We give you can use it whenever you want. We don't
Yeah.
want to limit you and say, only you can only use this amount of data
Right.
now
Yeah.
and this amount of data later.
Yeah.
Our data matches that, and it is open any time of the week.
Wow.
Any time of the week. When it comes to the unlimited part, you get a quota of LTE data first. That finishes, you get throttled down like in most cases, but
Yeah.
the speed is nice. I have tried it. I could even Netflix with it. I could YouTube with it, even
Yeah.
at the lower speed.
Yeah.
But the amount of data you'll be getting in LTE, you might not even reach that lower speed.
Yeah.
But just in case, if you do use it a lot, because you can also tether your data, you can share your data from your hotspot. We didn't limit that, so we basically open data for your usage at your convenience, and it even goes more. You can then join also our family plan, our share one plan, for example, the $150. That you get two to 5 lines. You get data that you can share. The master line gets unlimited, and then you can eventually pay a little add-on and have the members get the unlimited option.
Nice.
So
So that's the first one. That's 2 to 5 lines that you can add on.
Yes. The
Yeah.
share one, the share two, you can extend up to 10 lines. And then for the companies, the bigger companies, we have the Enterprise 1 and Enterprise 2 plans, starting at $750, and they bring 5 to 20 lines, and all of them have unlimited data, unlimited SMS and calls. To any network. And it has the master has unlimited data, and the members can then add in at a small fee they can then add in unlimited. So it's wonderful.
So it's great for a company plan too.
Yes, definitely.
Because if you want to be able to have, I mean, usually you can be able to call your coworkers.
Right.
But if you have a small business or if you have a company and you want to get everybody on this plan, that's
yes.
everybody having unlimited. They'd be good with that.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've tried it. The speeds are wonderful. You can WhatsApp, you can Netflix, you can YouTube, limitless.
Nice.
You can even download a little.
So I'm sure people were so excited for that one.
Definitely. Definitely.
All right, now is that a short-term promotion or is this the new rollout of what the plans are going to be like?
These are our new plans going forward, and they will just get better. As they are, they will just get better, definitely.
So what else is happening in September?
Well, we know what's coming up. Well, this weekend is the carnival. We have next weekend what I would think most Belizeans look forward to is the expo. Where they can get good deals, get a phone, and I believe this is where we're going to have a rollout of the unlimited postpaid plans and people signing up for postpaid numbers. And so we will have some phones out there on special discounted prices.
Of course.
And I believe those sales will be happening in the showrooms as well. So Hoswa will be able to tell us a bit about the phones.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we always have, we always try to make these sales as convenient as possible.
Yeah.
So we're having our Beat the Heat promotion starting tomorrow. If you want to bling and get that new phone for carnival time and everything, you can start going tomorrow. You can do trade-in upgrades and you can buy phones. Our trade-in and upgrades start at $75. And we have really nice phone, all fully featured from devices. And we have phones at $75, $99, and $225. We have 5 different devices that are up for trade-in and upgrades. You can check our website for more information. And for the expo itself, going into next weekend, we're going to add variety and we're going to have 12 different devices out there, including with all the high-end Samsungs. We already have the Samsung Galaxy S Note 10 and Note 10 Plus already in stock. So we were one of the first to actually get it and launch it. And so we continue in that mindset.
So you'll have from the affordable options right up to the high end, and all of them have a discount.
Everything has huge discounts. So, but you can walk into our showrooms for the Beat the Heat promotion, in which you're going to be able to get devices at super prices, trade-in and upgrades as well.
Right, and we do that for several reasons. We do know that people work at the expo too, and they may not be able to get away from their booth.
That's true.
Yes.
We have those who are not working at the expo but have to work on a Saturday, and on Sunday they have their own personal agendas that they can't make it out there. And then of course we have those who just can't bear the heat or the lines. And so we have those we have the Beat the Heat promotions running in the showrooms for that reason, and for those in the districts too that won't make their way to Belize City, but we cannot leave them out. So we have.
So this will also be available at smart stores outside of Belize City.
Definitely, beginning tomorrow.
Okay.
And one thing I must add though, when Adelaide talked about the starter pack, the starter pack is not only for new numbers, but anyone that buys a new device. So once you come and buy a new device for the next 3 months, the first 3 days of the month, you're going to get unlimited talk and text.
And it's also for those who want to swap and turn in a DigiSIM and want to try it in the smart network. And to do that, the SIM just needs to be working. And so they can come in and take advantage of that as well. And for the trade-in and upgrade, we oftentimes get the question, what do you need to do to qualify for the trade-in and upgrade? And as usual, it is your phone, the screen can be completely shattered, the charger port may not be working properly, some buttons may not be working, or some buttons or some buttons may be missing. We will take that phone as long as it can receive a call and you can make a call. You don't have to be able to text, or you don't have to show us you can charge. But if you know the charger port is giving a little bit of trouble, and you bring it in and say, hey, it's on, and we can call it for you and it's going to ring and you can answer it, we will take in that
Accept
phone.
it.
Accept
We
it.
want to upgrade you. We believe that every Belizean has the right to affordable telecommunications.
Yeah.
And so by getting these devices and giving you the opportunity to upgrade, we want to reach that goal.
Yeah, and they need a proper phone to take advantage of the services, right?
Absolutely.
So that's
So
just the
the
criteria.
Beat the Heat starts tomorrow.
Yes.
And of course, the rest of the sales will be at the expo itself.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
What else can we look forward to? I'll keep on asking for more and more. You know.
For now, we will stick to those at the expo, and rolling out right after, we will be having new things. We have a team of with very innovative skills that are working on some around the clock on some new promotions and services, but we cannot give that out just yet. But you can look forward to about a month what the new good news will be.
Well, for now, we'll be satisfied with unlimited, right?
Yes.
That's the big thing.
To hold us over for a little while, right?
So,
but you have to come bigger. That's the challenge.
of course, it only gets harder.
But I like to, as product development manager, I just want to say a big thank you to the whole development team at Smart. We really have been working long hours and making sure that we put our brains together to bring these new innovations.
Yeah.
I'd like to wish everyone a happy September celebration as well on behalf of Smart. To be blessed, to enjoy, to be patriotic, and to keep in touch. No? Make sure you have your smartphone at hand.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for coming in. I'm just trying to imagine what it was like when you took up that concept of, here, let's go unlimited. And surprisingly,
It was hard, but it's what Belizeans have been waiting for.
Yeah.
And so we deserve it. Yeah, they deserve it. And so we often take the bite and say that we pride ourselves in being the #1 communication service provider in the country, and so we wanted to give the Belizeans this, and what better way to launch it for September?
Absolutely.
So
make sure you go out and you take advantage of all of these awesome
real,
promos.
true, unlimited plans that the country has.
They
So.
say September bears some of the best gifts, no?
Yeah,
Birthdays.
I agree with that.
And in this case, our birthday as well as a nation, and also happy birthday, Marlene. On
Thank
behalf
you,
of
thank
us
you
at
very
Smart as well.
I'll wait for my phone gift, right? All right, thank you so much for coming in. Best of luck with all the activities that you have coming up. I know Expo is a big deal for Smart, so best of luck as well. And we hope that people take advantage, get out and beat the heat, and buy their discounted phones, get on one of the plans, and take advantage of the freebies. All right? We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be finding out about what's going to be happening in San Ignacio. They have a mini fair lined up and a special anniversary as well, so stay tuned.
Because your man is Belize.
And welcome back for our final segment. We are now here with the Mayor of San Ignacio, Mr. Earl Trapp, and also Lucilo Ricky Alcocer, who is the organizer of the mini fair, which is taking place in San Ignacio on the 7th and 8th of September. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here.
Good morning as well. Thank you.
All right, so we are going to Cayo this weekend.
All roads lead to San Ignacio, Santa Elena, Twin Towns this Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 days fair.
Okay, let's step back for a moment. We are naturally, because we're in Belize City, always thinking of what's happening around us. But there's a lot of planning that takes place for September celebrations beyond Belize.
Yes.
And clearly, you guys have been working to put together your own calendar as well. Tell me what September looks like in San Ignacio and Santa Elena.
Okay, well, September, as we all know, is a month, is a national month. We have many celebrations right through. And basically, we are always in the planning stage and trying to make things better. I know Mr. Alcocer for quite some time now, and this is the 3rd year that he's promoting his radio station, his 3rd anniversary. And last year, he happened to do it at the Falcon Field, of course, working together with the town council. But it was in October, and we realized that October is more a rainy month. And we realized as well that the program and events that he brought to the Falcon Field was something grand and something that attracted many people. But unfortunately, due to the inclement weather, the people would have loved to come out, but they didn't come out. So I spoke to him, and we spoke about maybe incorporating it into the calendar of events for September celebrations, and that's where we are today.
Yeah.
And now we are incorporating it with a sports day and turning it into a mini fair, something we're hoping that will have a very good outcome, and it can become an annual event.
Yeah. I don't know how many this fair is. It's 2 days.
Yes.
This sounds like non-stop bash.
It is something, I'm believing it'll be something similar to the annual municipal fair for San Ignacio and Santa Elena, because we have mechanical rides for the 2 days. We have the marathon in the morning, Saturday morning. And thereafter we have a gym competition, karate competition. We have I think it's all the different sporting disciplines, basketball, five-a-side football, and then Sunday we have a barbecue cook-off, which will be sponsored by Running W Brand Meats as well. So that should be good. And then again, Sunday in the afternoon, we're having a mini, like a military tattoo program there for the, well, for everyone. And basically, I'm really thankful to 100.7 Hit FM for basically joining forces with the town council. This is something that I personally, as the mayor, have been working on since I became mayor in 2015 in trying to bring the business community together, because it's through the business community that, I mean, we help to stimulate the local economy. They are the backbone to our economy. So I honestly, I'm very much passionate about working with them and make things work.
Nice.
So
it's quite an interesting lineup. I'm saying you even have your face painting, you have dog shows, you have watermelon eating, DJ there's literally something for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
The greasy pig, the greasy pole, and I mean anyone can join in for the greasy pig. You catch the pig, it's yours.
And we just get entertained watching you try.
Yes, that's correct.
But Ricky, let's talk about the radio station itself. You know, I think one of the joys of a local product, like a radio station, is that people just know that you understand them more. You know, when you talk about Burns Avenue, it's differently from us.
Yes.
But tell me about the success of the station and what the anniversary represents.
We are the other OYE. We are the Oye FM. The anniversary represents giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And giving back through recognition with our sponsors, because of course without sponsors, nothing is possible. Yeah. Well, not many things are possible, let me say that better.
Yeah.
And for the past 3 years, San Ignacio Santa Elena has opened up their arms to me, and because I'm originally from Orange Walk.
Yeah.
And I must extend my heart out to Orange Walk in this time of the river sense and so forth. But the river in San Ignacio is clean right now, so we could come over this Saturday and Sunday and bathe in the river during the day and then come out to the events, right? So the anniversary has been getting bigger. We had Super G 1 year, we had Reckless the other year with Sweet Pain and The Expand and Gilhari and so forth. So this year we're partnering up with the Town Council to host the event at the Santa Elena Sports Complex. I'm bringing from Trinidad and Tobago, Soca Monarch, Olatunji. Now, a lot of people is like, Olatunji, who's Olatunji? You know, and his music is popular. He has a lot of good music. It's just
he's an amazing performer.
Yes, he's an amazing performer. He's not Soca Monarch for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's just that his name is not synonymous with his music. And it's fun music, it's carnival music, it's Fui September music.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be co-headlining the event. And
along with Super G?
Along with Super G. Super G is a co-headliner this year.
Yeah.
Again, because he was with us for the first year.
Yeah.
And the first 2 years we noticed how the crowd responded to it. It's just, the Welcome Center became too small after the first year. The Falcon Field, despite the inclement weather, we had, I would classify as torrential rains last year.
Yeah.
We still had a good crowd come out.
Yeah.
And so this year, we're partnering up with the San Ignacio Santa Elena Town Council to move it into September, to try build up September celebrations a bit in San Ignacio Santa Elena. And in this 2-day mini fair, we call it mini fair, but I think it's going to be a lot bigger than a mini. There's mechanical rides, there are sports tournaments happening all day, Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday, the main anniversary with Olatunji, Super G.
Wait, that's a free concert?
It's a free concert.
That's a Soca Monarch winner from Trinidad and Tobago
coming all the way to Belize for free. The only thing that we're asking is for a kind donation of $2 adults and $1 children to the San Ignacio Santa Elena.
Nice. And good behavior.
Yes, and good behavior. And very good behavior, yes. So, Olatunji will be coming all the way from Trinidad and Tobago to perform for free.
Wow.
So anyone who doesn't have any plans yet for this Saturday, please come out to this.
Along with Super G.
Along with Super G. Along with, of course, my family band, Lucian the New Generation.
Yeah.
Mr. Flavor, Omar Arzu from Cloud9, DJ Dalla, Mixtape Vibes from San Ignacio Town, and a lot more entertainment. There will be giveaways for the kids that come out. Each kid will walk away with a goodies bag.
Yeah.
We're not going to say what all is in the goodies bag, but they will love it. I'm sure they will. And there will be prizes for adults as well. Right? But we're not going to have the usual raffles and anything there. Just make sure you get up in the morning, you crack your back, do some yoga, so that when Super G invites you on stage to Punta, you don't get stuck.
Is that what you'll be doing?
I started cracking my back from yesterday, trust me.
He has to lead by example.
Yeah. Now, clearly, this is an event that's not marketed for just people in the Cayo area. You're welcoming everybody.
Yes,
yeah?
Because we need to live as one country. We need to, and especially in San Ignacio Santa Elena, as the mayor and I were discussing, is we need to bridge that gap between the two sides of the river.
Yeah.
It's Cayo, it's San Ignacio Santa Elena town, right? A lot of the twin towns and a lot of people say San Ignacio from San Ignacio, Santa Elena for Santa Elena. I don't see it that way. I see it as we cater for one community, one town. There's one council, one mayor.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why we have changed things around, and we have taken some events to Santa Elena as well. And I can say that since 2015, we have culminated some parades in Santa Elena and initiated some from Santa Elena.
Yeah.
Before, everything was done in San Ignacio. We started parade in San Ignacio, go around Santa Elena, and culminate in San Ignacio. But now, since it's at Twentong, and we believe that everybody deserves the same. We try to mirror the effects. Whatever we do in San Ignacio, we want to do in Santa Elena. So this is the opportune time for us to have this mini fair or this fair in Santa Elena. Since we already have our municipal fair and we host it in San Ignacio, this would be hosted in Santa Elena now, and hopefully it's going to work.
Okay. And we know, I mean, you guys are lucky to come from one of the most beautiful areas in Belize.
Yeah.
So it's a great place to go and to enjoy the vistas and the cooler nights as well.
Yeah.
So it's a free event, but you are asking a small donation towards the council.
$2
and is that just to enter for the fair itself, for the nighttime events? How does it work?
It's just to enter the grounds.
Okay.
It's just to enter the grounds. Even the athletes that will be participating will be donating the $1 or $2 as well to the grounds.
And all these competitions that you have, they have some great prizes too?
Yes, they all have trophies, awards, and some monetary prizes and donations in kind as well. And as well, we have the two gyms, the two main gyms, which is the Muscle Hut Gym and the Hillview Gym. They have I think they have a prize for free, basically membership to the gym, and for 1 month as well. So
okay. So it does sound like a great weekend in Cayo?
Yeah, absolutely. And it sounds like the business community has also been giving you guys a lot of support. So how was it organizing this, this event?
Well, I must say that as being in the communication industry, TV or radio, that we depend a lot on the business community. And the minute I proposed the idea to the business community that I want to have an event every year. I'll call it my anniversary, but it's really for the community. And it's really providing an environment full of entertainment and that will be safe for families to come out and have fun. And it will be for free. Everything Bottle Lime in my eyes is free, except your beverages.
Yeah. Your entrance is free.
Yes. And then the business community is what can we do to help?
Yeah.
So that's how this whole idea came building until we partnered with the San Ignacio Santa Elena Town Councils to make this event bigger than last year's event. And I hope that every year it keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
And if I can leave 30 seconds of your time to big up my sponsors, the Bowen and Bowen first and foremost, BTB, the Belize Tourism Board, Love FM, San Ignacio, Santa Elena, the San Ignacio Resort and Hotel, Studio 7, the Tire Center of Belize, Belizean Queen Freight, Big, who are the importers of holiday chips and Bermudas and biscuits and so forth, Quartz, Smart, Racina's Imports, the Dollhouse. Without them, Channel 5, of course, without them, this is not possible.
Nice. And it's also good to see the partnership between the council itself and a media house within Cayo or a private business as well. It just shows that working together you can be able to really reach a wider audiences and have more people come on out and have fun.
And believe me, it is something that we have been working on since 2015 in bringing the business community to tag along with the council. And I can tell you that we are getting a lot more done as we speak. Basically, we are rebuilding the Macal Park, and Atlantic Bank is sponsoring the bathroom. Sagicor is sponsoring the stage. So with the business community, we can definitely do a lot more for the people.
All right. Any other major activities taking place in September in Cayo?
Well, with respect to the calendar?
Yeah, in September,
Yeah, we have of course, the parade, which is the route. It's a little different for the 21st.
Okay.
The 10th, it'll start from San Ignacio and culminate in Santa Elena at the sports complex.
Okay.
Since we'll be having the mechanical rides, we'll take advantage of it here. Last year, it began from Santa Elena and culminated in San Ignacio, but this time, we are starting it from Victor Galvez Stadium. We have a new auditorium that is being, it's not even, it's about to be completed.
Okay.
But by then it'll be ready. So we have not inaugurated it yet, but we will use it for then. So we'll have the ceremonies there. It'll start from there and go down Joseph Andrews Boulevard into downtown area across Santa Elena and then it comes back to San Ignacio and culminates at the Macal Park. And then we have the 19th, which is Caribbean Night. That is another big event, and it will be hosted at the Welcome Center. So that's something that people should look forward to. But as well, I want to invite the people to come out on Sunday. It's a different venue, but it's something for more the elderlies. It's a marimba night or marimba evening. And this is at the Welcome Center from 4 in the evening until 10 in the night. So I'm hoping that people will come out and have fun.
And there will be enough security at all events.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, and that's always good to know. But thank you so much for coming in and giving us the details about this weekend's mini fair. Great option for people who want to get out to the city or any other part of the country and have some great entertainment.
Sure.
Thank you for coming in.
And I thank you too.
And best of luck.
Thank you.
We are going to go ahead and wrap up today's show. We are out of time. Remember, if you want to contact us, send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. Drop me a line at marlene_oye@channel5belize.com. Find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OYE Belize. And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
And your heart.
open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Anything that you come with, tell them all that we just say. Girl, I will see you with no behavior. Do your business, you see. And pretend you're in front of the mirror. Practice that thing there for me. Girl, your body looking good. And you put me in a mood. When you wine so good, yeah. Then she follow, hola. She grab on me thing like, hola. And then I give she the thing like, hola. I mash up the place and you know you're whining good. She follow, hola. Just give me some time now, hola. She want me to stop.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together